Hey,
Nice.
everybody, it's Scotty T, and it is your comedy minute. And I have a fantastic comedian producer named Eddie Gallagher here today. Eddie,
Howdy.
thank you for giving me some of your time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
How are you?
Hanging in, man. Enjoying my Saturday off.
Okay, good, good, good. Well, you're in my neck of the woods, I believe. What do I have here? Ridley, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, that's correct.
Is
Born and
that right?
raised. Yep, absolutely. Where's your neck of the woods?
Just outside of Philadelphia.
Okay.
No, no, no. I mean, you're just outside of
I'm
Philadelphia.
right outside of Philly. Yeah, yeah. Right
Yeah, I used
down
to
like a
manage
couple exits away from
years
the airport.
ago, Eddie. I used to manage the Sam Goody and King of Prussia.
Okay, there you go. You're not too
I'm a
far from
huge
us.
Eagles fan,
Good. That's
and
the
I
way
know
it should
you
be.
are too. I
Absolutely.
know you are too. Um, let's start with, let's go back to the beginning because I watched a clip on YouTube from about 10 years ago, Gotham Comedy Club.
Okay.
And I
That was a
was
long
wondering, when
time
did you
ago.
start doing comedy?
I started in 2011. It was actually July 5th, 2011. I remember the day because that was the day that I broke 100 in golf.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and then I started producing a year later.
Okay. Was there a catalyst that said, let's do
Uh,
comedy?
well, I mean, I wanted to do comedy ever since fifth grade. That was always like a passion of mine, just not knowing how to get involved in it. I mean, that was like you don't look that up on in like the newspaper, like, hey, where do you go for for comedy open mics or something like that. So I just, I kind of fell into it. A buddy that I met while I was doing music, he had mentioned that he was having a show coming up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll come out. What's the name of your band?" He's like, "Oh no, I'm talking about comedy." I was like, "Well, how do you do it? Like, how do you get involved around here?" And I did, I think, 4 or 5 shows before I did my first open mic.
Okay. Were there comedians that inspired you to do it and comedians that you like today?
Yeah, I mean, starting off, like, when I was younger, it was like Howie Mandel, Dave Coulier, like, Robin Williams and Michael Winslow, like anybody that did noises or voices, like that was like my thing. So in fifth grade, like, anytime that there was a new character being created, a cartoon thing, I would just take that voice and just use it in class, like not being the class clown, but, just using it to make people laugh. So.
What about comedians that you like today? Are there comedians that you like today?
Bill Burr, Chappelle, Mark Norman, Jesselnick, Tom Segura, Kreischer, pretty much people with families and talk negatively about their family members and their kids. I mean, I can relate to that perfectly.
Okay. Um, you mentioned producing shows, and I want to bring it up. You are the CEO of Cricket Comedy.
Yep.
You want to tell everybody about that?
Well, that started in 2012. I figured a year into comedy, a lot of the venues were only hiring people that have been doing it for a long time, much like people getting out of college trying to find jobs, and they tell you don't have enough experience. So I figured I'd start producing my own shows and putting people on that had difficulty trying to find stage time.
Do you enjoy producing more,
Uh,
or
I I
doing stand
do.
up?
It's it's a hassle. I mean, it's another job. I mean, at one point, it became like during COVID. Actually, is when it became a second full time job, because when everything was going to crap, like I was just like, all right, well, people need to be entertained, and I just started producing shows outside. A lot of the breweries, wineries, and distilleries have a lot of space. And I was like, do you guys want to do something outside? Like, you guys got to stay in business too. And they're like, hell yeah. So I went from doing maybe like 30 shows a year to 82, I think it was, in 2020. And then it rose to over 100, and it just kept going up.
Yeah, you're doing it because I'll put the links to your Facebook and everything, but it looks like you're doing 3 or 4 shows a month or more.
Yeah, it used to be like 10, 15, but I mean, I was getting burned out. Like, I mean, it's not that I was at every show, but, getting the comedians, doing the flyers, editing the ticket links and all that stuff, it's a lot. And I just
Right,
needed
right.
some time to myself to, be with my kids and Fiance now, like, being
Yeah,
able to have that extra spare time to enjoy my life and not be stressed as much as I
cool.
already am.
I spoke to Chica Loca today.
Nice.
Chica's been on the show a couple times, and she told me you were one of the first people to give her a chance before anybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a good amount of people that I'm happy that are able to say that about me and say, you put me on or gave me more time than like a 3 to 5 minute open mic set, like, gave them 15, 20, 25 minutes. It's like within 5 minutes, like you don't really know the comedian yet as an audience member. So I look at it from the audience member's perspective because that's where I started. Like that's how you get into comedy. You enjoy watching it yourself and seeing somebody for 5 minutes, it's like, oh, it's like I was just getting into this and now they're gone. So that's why, like, when I see flyers with like 12, 13 comedians on it, I'm like, this is not a comedy show. It's like a benefit show trying to raise money for somebody. uh
How do
yeah,
you
it's
how do
just
you how do you determine? And we're going to move on, but then at the end, I'm going to hit a little bit. How do you determine? Is it from your experience in doing comedy all that time?
Yeah, I mean, being on shows when it is like over casted, I guess you can say, like, with more than like 4 or 5 comedians, it's just too much. So I prefer having, the host, the feature, and headliner, like 3 comedians. That's all you need. Either that or a double headliner show.
Okay. Well, I'm a little because I tried to find your material and I didn't find a lot of material. And Chica Luca said you don't put a lot up. She doesn't put a lot up. But I was
Yeah.
wondering, do you, how do you handle a comic that comes and wants to come on or whatever and is not funny?
There's a few people that have like, they would send emails with, video links, and a lot of them are from like open mic spots where like you're not going to get the response from the audience, which I completely understand because most open mics are other open mic comedians. Like, they're not going to pull in a good audience. People aren't going to come out there to watch you practice, kind of thing. Like, you don't go, I mean, some people go to like a Phillies or an Eagles practice, but they're professionals. Like, we're
Right.
all just, people from around town. You're not going to just go watch somebody try out 3 extra jokes that they wrote that week about, some thing that happened on the news. So people will send videos, and if there's not laughter or I don't laugh within the first minute, it's probably not going to work.
Okay. Yeah, I
You
looked
got to
at a
get the
lot of
audience right
a
away.
lot of the like Lamar Todd, and you've had a lot of people on,
Mhm.
in that area that I really respect and I like.
Yeah, I'm happy to say that, Delco has produced a good amount of comedians from this area. I mean, it's not just Philadelphia. I mean, it's, you got Bucks County and Berks County, Montgomery County. It's not, like when people say they're a Philly comedian, sometimes they're not. It's just like that's where they did their first open mic, and they think saying Philly is going to get them booked when it's not. Philadelphia has become very oversaturated, almost like New York, where you can walk 3 blocks and run into another comedy show. So that's why I prefer to do my stuff in the suburbs where people don't have it. They don't have to drive far, pay an extra fee for parking, like $25 for parking. It's like, we'll just be right around the corner. And, take that 5 to 10 minute Uber ride and have a good time, drink as much as you want, and get home safely.
Well, you mentioned drinking there. I think you like drinking.
I do. I'm a huge fan of it. I actually had my first craft beer last night in over like 6 or 7 weeks because I'm trying to slim down a bit.
Okay.
But yeah, I am a huge fan of alcohol. It could be wine, it could be whiskey, it could be
Yeah.
beer. It's just all
My
around.
liver's twitching right now. Yeah.
Yeah, beer's my favorite though. Craft beer is
Is it
definitely my
okay? Yeah.
favorite. It's a dessert. Like that's the thing. It's it's
Sure,
it's a
sure.
dessert after a meal.
Yeah. I used to buy Anchor Steam Christmas Ale
There you go.
from San
Okay,
Francisco. Have you
Ale
ever heard of
fan.
that?
I've heard of it. Yeah,
Real expensive stuff. I used to
everything's
give out
expensive
six
now.
packs for Christmas. Oh my God.
That's awesome.
It was like
I mean,
40 or $50 a case, but oh my God, one bottle. It's
I
like
will give you my address,
Christmas
and
tree
I
in a
expect
no,
a
hell, I'm
Christmas
not sending you another
gift.
Christmas tree in a bottle. Um, Tying in with what you're producing and doing shows. Do you have a favorite show? We'll do twofold. Favorite show that you've done, performed, at least favorite show that you performed, and then we'll touch on you producing a show that didn't go so good and one that you're really pleased with.
Well, performing and producing, I can put into one, and that was at Dalton Farms in Swedesboro, New Jersey, where during the pandemic,
Okay.
took it out onto a farm, on top of a wagon, a big wagon, and just 450, 500 people out in a field. It was just
Okay.
perfect because like everyone was able to be like close enough together, but far enough away where they're not, in that
Okay.
COVID nonsense where they're feeling bad. And it was just a beautiful day too. I mean, the weather was perfect. I think they had just gotten done their sunflower season, so they still had a few of those like in the
Okay.
background, and it was
Right.
a beautiful sight. I mean, not just visually with the flowers and everything, but to see all those people come together that weren't able to. A lot of people during COVID would thank me for putting things together,
Yeah.
and it felt awesome because like they weren't able to leave the house. They were either scared to leave or just had nothing to do. And you can only watch so much Netflix before you get bored out of your freaking mind. So, but
I
awful
I
shows.
think we jumped over it. Do you actually enjoy producing the shows more or performing more?
Um, it depends. I mean, it's very FOMO-ish in the beginning where I had to be at every show, whether or not I was performing on it or not. And then I was saying no to some shows because
Okay.
if I had a show booked on a Friday and somebody wanted us on a Friday, I'm like, oh, I can't, because I felt that I wasn't going to be there to watch everything. But after I got over that, I mean, I've had 6 7 shows on one night, and I just trust the people that will run it for me.
Yeah.
But the producing part, like I think I do like that more because again, it is giving opportunities to a lot of different
Yeah.
folks to get on stages.
We jumped over it. Do you have a least favorite? And you can do two, like one that you performed at and one that you put together that didn't go so good.
I mean, one of the least favorites was probably definitely last night that I didn't put together. No, it was one of my friends put together a free show
Hey, hey, you
last
made me
night.
laugh. That's the first time you made me laugh. No, I didn't have to wait a
No,
minute. I had to wait 20 minutes, but where you made me laugh.
yeah, he put together a free show at a brewery, and free's not always good. I mean, you
Please, not always good.
want to invest in something. If you buy a ticket to something, you're going to pay attention, you're going to be focused. But when you give people a free show, half the people are there to actually enjoy it because they want to spend more money on the alcohol, and the other people just don't give a crap, and they're going to continue having their
Okay.
conversation like you interrupted them. So yeah,
Okay.
so it's kind of like one of those nights last night. I mean, I don't have a very good memory when it comes to things that are awful happening in my life. I kind of try and get rid of those thoughts
Just got to
and
block them out.
replace
Yeah, I get
yeah,
it.
I
I get
replace
it.
them with positivity.
Right.
And yeah, so I mean, I guess that would be the most recent awful show.
Okay. What about performing? Was there ever a time where you were on stage and things didn't go so good?
Well, I mean, last night was that one.
Okay, you
It was
performed last
yeah,
night. I
that
wouldn't.
yeah, that
Oh,
one
you
wasn't
said that
my
the guy
produced
put it on.
show. But I mean, a show that I've put on that has gone bad. I mean, the only thing I would say that's gone bad is when people don't buy enough tickets and you have to cancel it. Like that's the worst thing
Oh,
that could
yeah,
happen.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
I mean, the shows
Have you
that
ever
don't
have you ever
happen
had
are the
to
worst shows.
have you ever had to go up and like pull somebody off?
Not pull somebody off, but I mean, and it's not even for negative reasons. It's just like, going over time. It's like, if some venues, if they
Okay.
close at a certain time and they don't want to be there past that, I
Yeah, no, I
understand
get
it.
that.
Yeah, and people have to do it. But I've never really told anybody get off stage because they were either bombing. I mean, most comedians know when they're having a bad set,
Right.
and they'll wrap it up early and get off, and like, the next comedian will go a little bit more over, like 5 10 minutes over,
Okay.
to make up for that time lost, of
Yeah.
course. Or the host will get up and do time in between the comedians to fill in
Yeah.
that time. But yeah, most comedians know when they're eating shit, so
Well,
they'll
and
they'll
and,
get off the
and you,
stage.
you you mentioned that you look over. In other words, a good friend of mine in Boston, Sean Ruiz, Mr. Rue, Sean Ruiz talks about the bookers.
Okay.
You would be a booker, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, to impress, there's a big thing about the Instagram, TikTok, 10,000 followers, 20,000
Mhm.
followers, but they're not very good comedians.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those, you know, social media performers, you can call them.
Right.
Um, Also, if you look, like some of them, you can click on people that have liked their stuff or whatever, and they're fake profiles. Like a lot of people can buy likes
Oh, sure,
and
sure, sure. You can buy
make them
bots. You
think,
can,
yeah, exactly, make them look more popular than what they really are. And when comedy venues like Helium or Punchline or something like that, when they see that, they're like, oh well, they'll sell tickets, not knowing that yes, people will come out there for them, but they might only have like a half hour material, and you're paying them for like an hour or an hour and a half of
right.
material. They don't got it. So
Oh, yeah,
they'll
yeah.
say yes because they know the paycheck. They see the dollar signs.
Sure, sure, sure. Do you have
I mean, there's a difference
advice?
between being social media funny and stage funny.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I could beat that to death because I've had, no, 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 no. I mean, I've had Kathy Lab and George Wallace.
Yeah.
Comedians have done it 40 years.
Yeah. I
Wendy
love George is
Liebman,
hysterical.
Wendy
Yeah.
Liebman, and people like that, that it's a craft.
Yeah.
Or like
Absolutely.
Belinda Clear, or people in your neck of the woods that are just, they admire the craft of comedy, that it's
Yeah.
not just social media and how many viewers, how many followers, and that kind of stuff, that you take it seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially because a lot of us started, before the social media stuff got popular. When people would have to actually look up venues and be like, what type of entertainment are you having tonight?
Yeah,
But again, a lot of times it's actual comedy clubs that they would look at, and not realizing that some restaurants have, back rooms that they can put on shows and stuff like
right.
that. It's like, now, I mean, it's a good thing that social media does exist, because you can just type hashtag comedy and see what's going on in your area.
Okay. Do you have advice for comedians that are just starting out?
Don't. No.
You know what? That you're
It's
not the first guy to say that. I've had
uh,
people say that.
unless you do have thick skin and you can dish it out to people and accept it, that's great. But there are a lot of comedians right now that are sensitive comedians, which it doesn't make any sense in this day and age. Like it's weird to get up on stage, say what you want, but then be upset when people say what they want to you. It's like, wait, hold on a second, that doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it right. Don't hold back. I mean, yes, there are venues that will say don't talk about certain topics. That's great. That's fine. It's their venue. They can say that to you. But when they pretty much take away 80% of your set, you're like, well, then you don't want a comedy show. Like, that's not, why do you want this? So, or you have to market it as a rated R show or an adult show. It's like, well, most comedy shows are adult shows. You have to be over 18 to get in these clubs. You have to be over 21 to get in the certain venues that I book, because, alcohol is being served. So
Yeah.
and you can, right now with social media, you can look up every comedian and see a little bit of either what they write on their social media, or if they post any videos, and be like, okay, well, I'll give them a shot. Like,
Yeah.
so you can look this up and decide, that's your decision if you want to go or not. But don't get mad. If you heard one joke out of 150 that night that you didn't like, get out of here. Come on. It's pretty good. It's pretty
Yeah.
good statistics.
You
So
mentioned like I see, and it kind of blows me away, the 420 shows.
yes, that I would never go to. I'm not a weed
No,
guy.
and they have the mushroom shows. I mean, I've had, you know,
Yeah.
where it's, I think it's more about the 420 than it is about the comedy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure that they can make anything funny if everyone's high in the room. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
right, right,
like
right, right.
that's. I mean, go to doing a sober show. Now that's where you have to shine. That's where you
Yeah,
actually have to be funny
yeah.
and get them on your side.
Well, I've
Alcohol can't help with that.
had people do the dry bar comedy special
Yeah,
where, Mormons, and there's no alcohol, and you're either
yeah.
funny or you're not.
Oh, absolutely. I've done shows for people where it was like almost like an AA meeting, but for comedy. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
I'll do it. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'll
sure.
just go to the bar after.
I've
Like,
had
I
I've
don't
had a
care.
lot of comedians that do, senior centers and that kind of thing
Yeah,
too.
yeah. And I do have comedians that are, however many years sober, that I will have on shows at wineries or distilleries or breweries. I'm like, hey, I'm like, is this okay for you? Before
Right.
I put you on the flyer, and they're like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm comfortable with it. I'm like, good, because
Yeah.
I'll respect you for it. I'm not gonna invite you out and be like, so do you want a drink? Like, I'm not pressuring you to get back like into the alcohol, but no, I do love that there are many different options, and people, like you said, like there's clean comics, there's dirty comics, there's people that can work both, and just people that are just funny. I mean, you gotta look at Nate Bargatze. I mean, he's a clean comedian, but he's hilarious. So it's just
Yeah.
like the way that he is, and it works for everyone. Well,
Well,
mostly everyone.
that being said, comedy's real subjective. There are
Absolutely.
people
Yeah.
there are people that will say Nate Bargatze's not funny at all.
True. Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean,
they're the people that also still
if
listen to
they
Andrew Dice
like a
Clay.
real dark, dirty, nasty,
Yeah.
you know, it's just, and I guess the question there would be, do you have certain places because you're booking and you're doing a lot of shows? Do you have certain comedians? Because I heard it recently where they do great material, but this isn't the right room for them.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be certain comedians that I've worked with where I'm like, I have to find the perfect venue for you where it's going to work. Like, especially in a certain type of town. Like, it sounds awful to say, but if I know that the town is very Trump supporting, then it's like, yeah, I can hire comedians that will push that envelope and talk about pretty much anything, and the venue's cool with it. There you go. It's like, but you
You're
know that it's
Donald
not going to work
Trump. You're
everywhere.
Donald Trump talking doll. I have a Donald Trump talking doll, but
And
yet
that's the thing, though.
I don't support Trump. No,
Well,
I
that's the
don't do
thing.
any politics. I don't do any religion. I was taught that early on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're going to divide the room with either one of those topics unless you talk about both sides. And that's the thing.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
if you're going
yeah,
to, if you yourself are a Jewish person or a Catholic person and you're talking about that and self-deprecating, then it's fine.
sure, sure,
Absolutely. And if you're going to go, oh, blue or red, and then talk about both of them, go for it. That's fine. You're not
right.
picking and choosing and pissing off people in the room. So,
Well, that's why I was wondering if there was ever, because I can tell you, if I was producing a show and produced as many shows as you've done, I would have yanked a couple of people off stage. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
yeah, I mean, you also know, and it sounds awful, where
No, no, no.
like
This is the place for that.
I know, but like
This is your comedy minute. This is the
there
place to
was
share. You know, don't sit there like Polly Purebred for God's sakes. I just you're starting to piss me off a little bit.
there was a town that we did a
There you
show.
go. Now we're getting somewhere.
I did not
It only took us
know.
20 minutes, half hour to get there, but we're finally getting there.
I, I did not know that it was a very KKK supporting town, and
See
my
now,
headliner was black.
now.
Uh, Headliner in black. He crushed that room, and he turned around a lot of people, and that
Yeah,
was fantastic. That was probably like one of the most
yeah,
frightening and entertaining nights of my life.
yeah. No, I mean, just here I live in York, Pennsylvania, and they
Mhm.
had KKK stuff at a Harrisburg thing, and I
Yeah,
have a guy, Dwayne White, who's actually a white guy, and he gets booked in black rooms all the time.
that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
but well,
funny's funny. It doesn't matter what
I've said
color,
that for
what
years. I've said,
yeah, absolutely.
well, I want to wrap it up here a little bit. I want to mention Jeremy and Missy Hall,
They're fantastic. Love
who
them both.
you're doing a show. This is a chance for you to tell everybody about you a show. You and Missy have a show coming up. Is that right?
We're doing one at the end of January at Parks Casino in Shippensburg. It'll be my first time there. She's been there before, and I've seen other people that have
Okay.
been there, and it's apparently a very difficult area because it's like wide open to the casino floor.
Okay.
So, like, to me, it's just another venue, another chance to do comedy somewhere I've never been before. But
Okay.
no, Missy will be with my buddy Keith next week
Keith
down at
Purnell. Keith
yeah,
Purnell.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
had Keith on last week, and Keith and I had a lot of fun.
oh, he's fantastic. And there'll be a Broken Spoke winery down in Earlville, Maryland. And you would
Okay.
think with a name like Earlville, Keith is going to do great there.
Are you involved with the Thea Vidal show that's coming up?
Which one
Is
is it?
that Thea Vidal or is that
No,
Keith's show?
that's probably Keith's show. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we
Um,
have each other on each other's shows back and
right.
forth.
Yeah, no, I had a great time with Keith and I have a great time with you. I want to close with before we get to your comedy minute, and you know what that's about, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. I want to mention that you're a huge Eagles fan, and so am I. And I wondered if you had a prediction for like the rest of the year, what's going to happen with us.
Probably one more loss, but make it to the playoffs and at
Okay.
least make it to the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, I've got high hopes for at least another spot in the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they're going to win it, but I feel that they
Okay.
are definitely a team that can make it that far, and I'm happy to see KC is 5-5 right now.
I'm a huge Eagles fan and been for many years. And I prayed if we could get one Super Bowl before I died. Now we got no, it's true. I'm 63 years old.
Yeah,
And I prayed that we would get one. Now we got two.
yeah,
But I'll tell you this, and you're gonna maybe you will, and maybe you like this, I would think. I always say, as an Eagles fan, you have to drink.
probably the
You
first
either
Super
drink
Bowl
because you're celebrating, that you're happy, or you drink
or
because here we suck again.
yes,
The McNabb
the
years, the
first
McNabb years were
the day you drink for being sad. Yeah, I the night of the Super Bowl, our first Super Bowl, it was right after my youngest daughter was born,
the
and
Patriots. The Patriots. I
they beat
remember
the
it.
Patriots. So I was holding her when we won that game, and I will never forget that moment. I was
Yeah.
hammered, but I will never forget that moment.
Yeah, I think I fell down. I knocked something over in the house here, but I remember it too. Yeah.
And sadly, I have to say that my buddy didn't drink good beer, so I had to settle for Miller Lite
Swill,
that night.
swill 20 Miller Lights.
Pretty much, yeah. If
Right, right, right.
I'll send you a picture after the interview.
No, I get it. No, and I do. I get myself wound up. It's like tomorrow we play the Cowboys, and we should win that game. But that's the
Yeah,
game.
we should.
That's the
That's the
game
one
the
where I'm
Eagles
thinking if we're
lose.
going to lose one, it's going to be that one.
Yeah, that's the game. It always it baffles me. I got away from it and talk football with you forever. I saw Johnny. I know I did. I'm 63. I saw Johnny Unitas and Joe Namath play a football game in Memorial
That's awesome.
Stadium.
That's
Okay, I'm
awesome.
football through and through. But people ask me all the time, and I go, I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I never know from week to week what. Like
No.
2 weeks ago, Green Bay 0-0 at halftime. I haven't seen a
Yeah.
game like that forever. And then
Yeah.
last week was another defensive battle where it's like,
It's nice to see, but you don't want to see a score that's a soccer score.
oh
Like,
no, I'm old school. It does drive me crazy.
yeah.
I'd sooner the Eagles be winning 21-0 at half, but I hate 0-0.
Yeah. The Super Bowl kind of a little bit toward. And I was like, until there's 1 minute left, I'm not saying we won or
Oh
not.
no, I'm the same way. Well, listen, before we go, I want to make sure that you mention everything. It is cricket comedy.
Yep, cricket with a
And if
K.
you go to your Facebook page, you have all the flyers and everything you do, your Instagram, you have all the flyers, everything you have coming and doing.
Everything that's up on there,
Anything
TikTok.
anything you want to mention before you do your comedy minute, and I'll let you go.
Not really, man. I mean, have people look at the socials. Any questions you have, my information's on there to get a hold of me if you need me. I love doing
Yeah, to book.
fundraiser shows. So if people are looking for other ways to raise money for their kids instead of cookie sales and car washes,
Okay.
bag bingos, do comedy. Have
And not
parents'
just
night out.
that, we've only spent, about a half hour together, but you seem like the kind of guy that comedians that reach out to you, you'll probably help them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, without a
Whether
doubt.
whether whether you put them on a show or not, you'll steer them in the right direction.
Yeah, I can definitely point them to somebody who will say yes if I say no. You're like, I know this person's room. Yeah, have fun with them, but my room's I'm a little picky, so
Made me laugh again. No, I don't blame you. It's like me in this show. No. I mean, now I'll be serious for half a second. We mentioned the delay, and
Mhm.
you said, well, the Chinese people, the Asian people will like it. But no, I'm not going to put something up that looks terrible. I won't do it.
Yeah, you got yeah.
Because
I
my
mean,
name's
I
on the door. It says your comedy minute with Scotty
true
T.
story.
You
Yep,
know,
true story.
and I have,
Absolutely.
and I'm still deciding on this one. It's up in the air, Eddie. It's all going to
We'll
hinge
see.
on your comedy minute, man.
You got it.
I will piece it together, and the fact that I love Jeremy and Missy Hall, the
Good.
hallway and everything they do. Great people. Missy's been on my show twice. I had them both on a couple weeks ago, and I love them. They're wonderful people.
Yeah, she's
Salt
fantastic.
of the earth people, and like I said, I'm in York, Pennsylvania. You talk about Shippensburg, that's right up the road from me. I lived in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
It's my neck
but
of the
you're doing
woods.
something that night that we're performing there, right?
Pardon me?
I said, but you're busy that night that me and Missy will be
Oh
there,
no, I'm
right?
not coming. There, no, no, God. And don't think about coming by for some turkey, leftover turkey. That ain't happening either. You or Missy or Jeremy, I don't care who's coming. The door's
No,
locked.
she has her daughter lives around that
No,
area,
I
so
know.
she'll
I'm
be visiting
teasing. I'm
her.
teasing. Well, let's get to it. Let's hope I've got my fingers crossed.
Oh
Eddie
boy.
Gallagher, your comedy minute. Have at it, my friend.
All right. I thought long and hard about this. Definitely with being open about everything in your life. Everything that I talk about on stage is usually because it's something that has happened in my life. So I remember one night I did like two or three suicide topical jokes. And I had a lady come up to me and she's like, I didn't really like the material that you put out there with joking about suicide. It's not a joking matter. She's like, my niece hung herself a few years ago. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah. She's like, she was a very good soccer player. She was a cheerleader, head of her class, honor student. And I was like, well, was she also in the Girl Scouts? And she's like, yeah, how'd you know? I was like, well, she was also really good at tying knots. So yeah, she pretty much just walked away because you don't have anything to say after
I,
that.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. No, now unfortunately, Eddie, I don't know that we're going to be able to air that one. No, no, I'm dead serious. I mean, I'll try it when YouTube
Dead
takes it
serious, no
down.
pun intended.
No, no, when YouTube takes it down, I've been doing this a long time. I've had 350 or more, and I've had them take them. That girl was glorifying making fun of an eating disorder,
Okay.
and they said we don't,
Yeah,
and
don't
but
condone
we
certain
were
things. I get it.
not condoning suicide with that bit, not at all.
Absolutely not. No, here's the thing. My mom swallowed two bottles of sleeping pills. Luckily, she survived.
Right.
But that's the thing. People will come up to you and ask you, like, why is this funny to you or whatever. It's like, because we make light of dark situations,
Yeah.
and that's how we cope with things.
Sure.
And I,
Sure.
I at the time, I didn't have money to afford a therapist. So yeah, like, we talk about things on stage to strangers in hopes to make them laugh and make them forget about crappy situations that they're dealing with, and then we go home and then continue living our crappy lives. So it's
Well,
like
it's like you said earlier, where you hear 150 jokes and there's one or two you didn't like,
yeah.
and you're gonna, it's just. But yeah, there are people that and especially now on social media where you can see it, where I didn't like that, and they're hollering out at the
Mhm.
comedian, and it's like, you know,
Yeah, that lady could have came up to me and be like, "Oh, I love this joke that you did or that joke that you did." But no, you have to come up and tell me the negative thing about my set. Like 25 minutes and you found one negative thing that stop it. Come on. Like I hope she
well,
never went to another comedy show
no,
again.
listen, we're gonna go, but I had it happen. Well, it happens all the time to me. I do really dark and nasty stuff. You know the joke I
Yeah.
led with. But I had a lady at the supermarket. I did some kind of abortion joke or some kind of, suicide joke or something like that. And she doesn't talk to me anymore. She she works at the deli at the supermarket. Matter of fact, she doesn't even wait on me. She sees me and she goes the other way.
You got to hope that
She
you're not in
hates
there when
me.
she's the only one working. You need that
She
meat.
used to say, "Hey, tell me a joke. Tell me a joke." Now she's just like just looks at me. I think it was a dead baby joke, kind of like I led with.
Yeah, I mean, she probably has a friend that had an abortion or something like
Yeah,
that,
right.
or
Yeah,
maybe
no,
fell for herself. Like and that's the thing. Like, you can't take their personal life, be like, "Well, it happened in their life. I get it. They're mad at me about that. I
yeah.
get it. That's
Oh,
fine."
I knew immediately. I hit a nerve with her.
Yeah, but can we talk about something else then? Like, say, hey, like,
Oh
next
no,
time you
no,
come in
no.
here, can we not talk about that? Yeah, sure. Thanks. All right. Now fucking slice
She
my meat.
she wasn't giving me a pound of ham or cheese.
not
And
with not without lacing it with something.
I said to her, I said, look, what's the difference between a baby and a bagel?
Oh Christ, what?
Well, a bagel you can put in the toaster, but a baby you have to put in the oven. There you go.
I love it. Nice.
Eddie Gallagher, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I had a great time.